Dooby-doo. Hello, you guys. What's going on? This is Rick, and I'm in the mood to teach. Let's see what's going on. I'm actually cooking something up for suppers, and I just want to take us back to the beginning of everything. All right. I wanted to show you that this was the best discovery within the last month or so, to find out that the entire Bible is built in the system of fours. So this is what we're talking about when it comes down to it. They represent that four that I've been drumming into your head, that earth and water, and then we have air and fire. That's land, water, air, and fire. And or earth, moon, and stars. This is the mind, the lower conscious over here, the lower mind. We have our emotional side here. This is usually the spot where we go up and down. All right, this is the four beasts as well. This would be your the ox. This would be the eagle. This would be the man, or Aquarius, and then we have the lion on the very end. It's the beast system when it comes down to the first beast and the second beast and the third beast. And that third beast, representing ourselves, that's the Lamb of God. That's the part that's representing the physical side of us. This is the easiest way to understand, even if you are of this slumber, because you still have to go to school in some way, and you would see these things with your own eyes, and they're representing the elements of our world. All right, they just happen to be the lower mind, where we operate out of all the time. So that's the king and the consciousness. That's the boss. We're using our emotions to go up and down and up and down. All right, that's the kundalini situation as well. All right, that's what we use the moon and our emotions. The physical side of us, the actual ark that we make, the idea, our body, the vessel itself is here. This is what's going to be what's outside of us. This is the body. All right, and then we have over here the fire, the spiritual side of us. The spiritual side is usually just going to tell, what are you in? What mindset are you in? And in the beginning of the Bible and all this, it's pretty much showing that the Earl of Chaldees, and that means this spot here is taken over by robbers and thieves. And of course, everyone reads this thing like, oh, well, that's what's happened to those guys. That's what happened to those guys. Well, no. At the end of the times, at the end of everything, or end of these Bible stories, we tell the outside guys, they actually come together. This religion and mankind come together to get rid of this Jesus. So they come together to kill Jesus, conspire, and then they turn around and talk us into it and say, what are we going to do? We'll let the Christ free, or we'll do whatever you tell us. It's that particular time of life. We're going to let the bad guy go, kill the good guy, and we're going to let the bad guy free. So that's the state of our mind. We have been brought down to this earth because we killed Jesus, right? And Jesus is the messenger between us and God. So when you kill off the messenger, then you don't have your brother. You don't have this particular side of our body. And we also are missing this kundalini process, because without the kundalini, if you're going to spare the rod, you're going to spoil the child. And that rod is the backbone. If we do not use this place and connect to God, then our child is no longer there either. It's just one of those things where, we're just stuck in this pit of hell. And that's how it works. Now, I'm going to sit you down here for just a second as we come to the beginning of the Bible. All right, we're talking about Genesis, and we're going to use this 4 back here, and I want you to understand how it works. Now, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. That's the number, that's the story. That's the storyline. In the beginning, he created heaven and earth. All right. And the earth was without form and void. This is number 2. The earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. That's 2. And God said, let there be light. And there was light. They're talking about you and me, the person that's going to be the one that is the light bearer. Okay. And then it goes, and God saw the light, said it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness. So these are the first 4 worlds in here. And we've got this idea that God had created light. And this is this idea that he has this idea for man. He has this idea for man itself. Okay. Now we go on to 5. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. Now, what this is actually saying is that there's an outside of us that's in the sunshine, and there's an inside of us that is in a darkness. Okay? On 6, we get the middle here, which is going to be our Kundalini part. It says, and God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. Okay? There are 2 water sets here. This is this idea that in the midst, this is the middle of our body. This is something we're going to fix this so that there's the water on the outside and the water on the inside are going to be 2 different places. All right. So we'll come on to number 7. God made God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. That's this part here, our body. So this is get the duality. We got our insides and our outsides. All right. This is creating humans, beings. And I would go as far as to say that all it's really meeting is the body, and I mean the mind itself. Okay. We get 8, come to 8, and God called the firmament heaven. And the evening and the morning were of the second day. This would be the last one. Okay. So this, God called the firmament heaven. This is the dividing place here. All right. Or one side is the heaven is on the inside, and we're going to have the earth is going to be on the outside. And God said that the waters under the heaven, this is new one, number 9. And God said, let the waters under the heavens be gathered together into one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so. So here's our land being created. Okay. And this is all of the waters that were down below that were gathered together to create the land side of this. All right. The first beast, the land, our mind, our consciousness. That's us right there. And then we get 10. And God called the dry land earth, and he gathered together the waters and called he seas. And God saw that it was good. That was in here. These are the seas. This is the oceans. All right. Next, because this is the moon. This is where we get the water, and we're going up and down, calling out our emotions. Number 11. 11 represents 2. 2 is God's creation as you again. This is how these things work. And God said, let the earth bring forth grass and herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit of its kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth. And it was so. This is you. And that fruit-bearing seed is our Kundalini system. This is that tree. This is that vine. Okay? And we go on to the next one, which is 12. And the earth brought forth grass and the herb yielding seed of its kind, and the tree yielding fruit. We are the tree. We are the tree that yields fruit. Now, everything's in a positive situation right now. And God saw that it was good. And the evening and morning. And this was the 3rd day. So this is number 13. So we're talking about day. This is day. This is the sunshine. Sun, moon, stars. All right. So it goes like that. So where are we? 12. 13. In the evening, in the morning, that was of the third day. And God said, let there be lights in the firmament of heaven to divide the days from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for the years. This is number 14. This is one right here. This is all this business that's in the moon and the water. All right. Next is and let them be for lights in the firmament and for the heavens to give light upon the earth. And it was so. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day and the lesser light to rule the night. And he made the stars also. That's all of that. All right. God set them in the firmament of heaven to give light upon the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. And in the evening and the morning were the fourth day. And over on 20, it says, and God said, let the waters bring forth abundantly, and moving creature that hath life, and fowl that may fly above the earth and in the open firmament. All right, so this is a whole new batch. All right. And God created great whales and everything of creature that moveth, which is the waters brought forth abundantly, after their kind, and every winged fowl, and every one of its kind. And God saw it was good. And God blessed them, saying, be fruitful, multiply, fill the waters and the seas, and let fowl multiply upon the earth. This is so that you can go up and down, the fowl. That's what it is. That's why this is the bird here. And the evening and the morning were of the fifth day. And the final here, and God said, let the earth bring forth the living creature of its kind, cattle and creepy things and beasts of the earth after all its kind. And it was so. Back over here. And God made the beast of the earth after his kind, and the cattle after their kind, and everything that creepeth on the earth after this kind. And God saw that it was good. And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowls of the air, and over the cattle, and over the earth, and over every creepy thing that creepeth upon it. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him. Male and female created he him. And God blessed them. And God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. And God said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed. That's your body, that's your mind. I've given you everything which is upon the face of all the earth, every tree, and every fruit of yielding tree, a seed of every, which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat. Boom, for you it shall be for meat. Now that's coming from here is where that meat's come from. And to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creepeth upon the earth wherein there is life, I have given every green herb for meat. And it was so. And God saw everything that he made, and behold, it was good. And the evening and the morning were of the sixth day. All right, so this is the first chapter in this, and we're going to quit about here for now, because I'm going to pop out another one right after this. I've got to go and rescue what I'm cooking on the stove. But this fit in these four boxes all just so perfectly, and that it's also showing you where all these things, the Son of Man, we got all these business, all of these stories are going to come out of here. It's going to show us where and how to read our Bible correctly. And we're starting at the beginning. And this was the first chapter, and it's talking about the making of earth, and that is you. That is your mind. The law. This is your mind. That's what this is. All right. The lower side of our mind is the land. It's also the physical side of us. So it's our mind and our physical side, the skin. And the heaven is the water where we go in, where we have to get away from land and go dip into the water to take off our clothes, go see the Lord. That's the direction that you have to go within this. We have to, you kill, put father to sleep, take a dip in the water, release the bondages on this baby of ours, on this child, set him free so he can go and hook up with mother, fill that spot. All right, so anyways, that's this part of the story. Okay? See you in a minute.